When the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that Nabi Isa is coming back, is that symbolic? What nonsense. No. That's actual, that's real. When he said he's going to get married, of course I hope he'd marry a Palestinian girl, inshallah. When he said he's going to get married, he's going to have children, is this symbolic? No. He said he's going to die. He said you are going to pray over his body. He said he's going to be buried next to me. Vatican could say what they want. The Pope could say what he wants. So not all is symbolic. No. Some is symbolic. Some are symbolic, some are not. And you need spiritual insight to distinguish between the two. And when we subject it to ta'wil, we say that that mountain of gold has already come. And the fight for that mountain of gold is about to take place. And that's the Mahalma. We say that something underneath the river in a vast quantity, symbolized by a mountain, is one day destined to function as gold, and it's oil. When oil functions as money, the world will witness something called the petrodollar. And I didn't understand that. For 40 years I did not. I have to confess tonight. We say that it is an ocean of oil underneath the river, which one day is destined to function as gold. And that already happened. That one day oil will function as gold. And that the monetary system, which will be based on oil functioning as gold, is one day going to be challenged. And that challenge is going to lead to the Mahalma, or the Great War, Armageddon, in which 99 out of every 100 will be killed. Mahalma is what the Christians refer to as Armageddon. The great war, the big war, the war of all wars. One of the major signs of the last day, and you know that there are 10, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ were sitting talking amongst themselves, hadith of Sahih Muslim, when he came and he asked, what are you talking about? And they said, we are talking about alamatu sa'a, the signs of the last day, of the end time. And then he said, as only a prophet could say, the last day would not come until, and then he mentioned 10 signs. These have come to be known as the major signs. Number 4, dukhan, smoke. And the Quran says that one day it's going to be plainly visible in the sky. So of these 10, I want to turn to the smoke. A nuclear war would be one in which nuclear powers will use every single nuclear weapon that they possibly can use, because it's going to be a fight to the finish. And so the world can now expect that if a nuclear war were to take place, excuse me, too late now to say if, rather it should be when the nuclear war takes place. When the nuclear war takes place, because they've already declared war on Russia. If you're living in France and Britain and in Western Europe, and if you don't know that your leaders have declared war on Russia, and the nuclear war is now inevitable, and when that nuclear war takes place, that thousands of nuclear weapons will explode. If you don't know that, then you are living in dreamland. And if you hope to survive in Western Europe, you're also living in dreamland. That's the price you pay for having Zionist rulers ruling over you. That's the price. I hope you're listening to me, Europe. I hope you're listening to me in Europe. And I hope you're listening to me in the United States and Canada. That is the price that you will pay for having those ruling over you, who are ruling on behalf of the Zionists. Who are Zionists? Because they have declared war on Russia. And the nuclear war is now inevitable. When it does take place, then I want to suggest to you tonight that the mushroom clouds which come from nuclear explosions, which will probably blot out sunlight, so that there will be no sunlight in the world. For how long, I don't know. The Christians speak of 3 days and 3 nights of no sunlight, but there's a hadith which speaks of 40. This is not my field. I want to suggest to you tonight, for you to think about it, that when the Prophet ﷺ spoke about smoke, dukhan, is one of the signs of the last day, that he was referring to the mushroom clouds which will come from nuclear war, the Mahalma. But the Prophet said that the Muslims who are present at that time should not touch the gold. Should not touch the gold. So if we obey the Prophet ﷺ, the implication would be Muslims would not be involved in fighting in the Mahalma. The Mahalma will involve others who are not Muslims, or those Muslims who disobey the Prophet ﷺ. They will be part of the Mahalma. So maybe that's good news for Malaysia and Indonesia. You would not be a part of the Mahalma.